Good day everyone. My name is Sage Kayo, and welcome to this YouTube channel. In this vlog, I'll be sharing my personal review process based on the e-books that I read. I started doing this to better understand the topics I study and to boost my memory. As we all know, simply reading a book is not enough, especially when we're preparing for exams. That's why I decided to convert what I read and review from books into video content. This method helps me remember concepts more effectively while also making learning more enjoyable. It's a double-purpose experience, doing something I enjoy while learning at the same time. This vlog is especially created for psychology students who are currently reviewing or planning to take their exams, particularly for those who find memorization and comprehension challenging. I hope this review can serve as an additional study guide or refresher to help you understand the lessons better. Have you ever wondered why your personality feels deeper than just habits and behavior? Why do dreams, symbols, and myths seem to speak to something ancient inside us? In this video, we explore the life and ideas of Carl Gustav Jung, one of the most influential psychologists in history and the founder of analytical psychology. Unlike Freud, Jung believed the human mind extends far beyond childhood experiences and unconscious desires. It reaches into shared human history, symbols, and archetypes. If you're a psychology student, preparing for exams, or simply curious about understanding yourself better, this video will help you grasp Jung's complex ideas in a clear, memorable, and engaging way. Okay, let's begin. The unhappy childhood of Carl Jung. Carl Jung was born on July 26, 1875, in Keswil, Switzerland, into a family deeply connected to religion. Despite this, his childhood was marked by loneliness, emotional distance, and inner conflict. Jung described himself as a serious, withdrawn child, often feeling misunderstood by adults and isolated from peers. His parents' strained marriage and his mother's emotional instability contributed to his sense of insecurity. This early emotional discomfort planted the seeds for Jung's lifelong interest in the inner world of the mind. His strange dreams and fantasies. From a young age, Jung experienced powerful dreams, visions, and fantasies. These were not ordinary childhood imaginings, they were symbolic, intense, and deeply emotional. Rather than ignoring these experiences, Jung became fascinated by them. He later believed that dreams were messages from the unconscious, revealing truths the conscious mind could not see. This belief would become central to analytical psychology. Carl Jung studied medicine. Jung initially struggled to choose a career. Torn between philosophy, religion, and science. Jung studied medicine at the University of Basel, where he developed a strong interest in psychiatry, a field still considered unconventional at the time. During his studies, Jung realized that mental illnesses were not just biological problems, they were deeply psychological, symbolic, and personal. This realization pushed him toward exploring the unconscious mind. He later worked at the Bergolsli Psychiatric Hospital in Zurich, one of the most respected mental institutions in Europe. Here, Jung began experimenting with word association tests, discovering that emotional reactions revealed unconscious conflicts. This research brought him international attention, and caught the eye of one man who would change his life forever. Carl Jung, his years with Sigmund Freud. Jung met Sigmund Freud in 1907. Their first conversation reportedly lasted over 13 hours. Their relationship quickly became intense and productive. Sigmund Freud saw Carl Jung as his intellectual heir, while Jung admired Freud's revolutionary ideas. For several years, they collaborated closely and helped popularize psychoanalysis worldwide. However, deep disagreements soon emerged. Freud believed human behavior was largely driven by sexual instincts, and Jung disagreed, believing that the human psyche was shaped by culture, spirituality, symbols, and collective experience. Their ideological conflict eventually led to a painful but historic separation. His neurotic episode. After separating from Freud, Jung experienced a personal and psychological crisis. He suffered from disturbing visions, emotional turmoil, and self-doubt. Instead of suppressing these experiences, Jung explored them deeply, documenting them in what later became known as the Red Book. Rather than losing himself, Jung transformed his crisis into groundbreaking psychological insight. Carl Jung later life and legacy. Carl Jung spent his later years writing, lecturing, and refining his theories. He passed away on June 6, 1961, at the age of 85. Today, Jung is remembered as a thinker who bridged science and spirituality, encouraging humanity to understand itself on a deeper level. His legacy lives on in psychology, self-development, and the timeless question: who are we, beneath the surface? The Neo-psychoanalytic approach. Jung is considered a neo-psychoanalyst because he accepted the unconscious but rejected Freud's narrow focus. Jung believed psychology should include spirituality, creativity, culture, mythology. He viewed the psyche as dynamic, symbolic, and goal-oriented, not merely driven by past trauma. The psychic energy, the basis of Jung's system. Jung introduced the concept of psychic energy, or libido, as a general life energy, not just sexual energy. The principles of psychic energy. Jung proposed three key principles. Opposites, conflict between forces creates energy. Equivalence, energy shifts but is never lost. Entropy, balance is naturally sought over time. This explains why inner tension is essential for growth. The aspect of personality. The ego. The ego is the center of consciousness. It includes awareness, identity, and personal continuity. The attitudes, extraversion and introversion. Extraversion is energy flows outward, toward people, action, and experiences. And introversion is energy flows inward, toward thoughts, reflection, and inner life. Everyone has both, but one usually dominates. The psychological functions. Jung identified four functions: thinking, feeling, sensation, intuition. Each person relies more on some than others. The psychological types. Combining attitudes and functions results in psychological types, which inspired modern personality tests like the MBTI. The personal unconscious. Contains forgotten memories, suppressed experiences, and unresolved emotions unique to the individual. The complexes. Complexes are emotionally charged with groups of ideas that influence behavior unconsciously, such as inferiority or power complexes. The collective unconscious. Jung's most revolutionary idea. It is a shared, inherited layer of the psyche common to all humans. The archetypes. Archetypes are universal symbols such as the hero, the shadow, the anima and animus, the self. They appear in dreams, myths, and stories across cultures. The development of personality. A childhood to young adulthood is an early life focuses on adaptation, education, and social roles. Then, a middle-age individuation is an individuation that is the process of becoming your true self by integrating conscious and unconscious aspects. This is Jung's ultimate goal for psychological development. His questions about human nature. Jung asked, who am I beyond society's expectations? What does my unconscious want to teach me? How can I live a meaningful life? These questions remain deeply relevant today. Carl Jung expanded psychology beyond therapy into meaning, symbols, and self-discovery. His ideas help us understand not only mental health, but who we are as human beings. And that brings us to the end of today's review. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope this discussion helped you understand the topic better and made your review a little easier, especially if you're preparing for an upcoming psychology exam. Remember, learning doesn't always have to be stressful. Sometimes, reviewing in different ways, like listening, explaining, or watching, can really help improve memory and understanding. If you find this video helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more book-based reviews and study content. Don't forget to comment down below if you have questions or if there's a topic you'd like me to cover next. Good luck with your studies, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.